Good after rainy noon. It is raining here in New Jersey, and it's kind of a mess. And we don't have an Integra here right now. Unfortunately, it took a little bit longer than I thought at Tri-State. They're really just putting some hood pins in, fixing where they removed the bolt for the torque mount on the passenger side, and then they were going to put the harness bar in, but I decided in the meantime to actually go against the harness bar. We're going to be putting in a 4-point roll cage for the larger tracks for time attack and whatnot. So the whole point about the harness bar is that for the street it's fine, for time attack or for autocrossing it's fine. It is not acceptable on a full track. Just because of the fact that if the car does roll over, you're kind of just hanging there with your harnesses on, and it could actually do more bad than good without having a roll bar propping up that roof. So that we're going to have the 4-point roll cage installed once the car is done at Tri-State. And in the meantime, we got some stuff going on with the MR2 that I want to go over, and some parts that came in for the Black Integra. Aside from the fact that it's been at Tri-State for a few days now, it's crazy how hard it is to build a car in a quick fashion in this time that we're in right now. Just getting parts and getting things accomplished. I'm lucky enough to have been able to get things as quickly as possible and have some really good people around me to get some certain things done. So I thought that by now we were going to be able to get the radiator put in. I decided to go with a coil radiator for the Black Integra just because I think their products are amazing and it's really good quality, fitment, all that stuff. You don't have to worry about anything. The only time it's not going to fit right is if there was something wrong with your car, like the car was in an accident, things aren't lining up properly. So other than that, this is going to go in. And then we did pick up a OEM Type R replica lip off of eBay. It took about 5 days for it to come. And then my painter painted it within a day. That is so unheard of. It's crazy. I'll throw a picture up real quick so you can see. I did test fit it on the silver bumper, and the fitment was spot on. I'm very impressed with how a replica lip fits. It is a plastic lip, so it will take a little bit more abuse. It'll flex a little bit more. And the plus side is I think it was like $130, and Type R lips now are going for like $1,500 in decent shape. And who the heck wants to wreck a good OEM lip on the track? So that's the whole point, is you try to keep things as low as possible, but if you have good fitment, aftermarket parts that are pretty good, works for me. That's pretty much it for the Integra, because we're going to be putting a splitter on the car. I do have the PCI wing, and we're probably going to be putting the PCI side skirts on the car too, and it's done at that point once the roll cage is put in. So pretty excited about that, because that car is just going to be ready for the season, and if we have some autocross events pop up, we'll be able to hit those up too. So in the meantime, we got some stuff going on with the MR2, and it's time to try to figure that out. I think the time has come. Yeah, unfortunately for the MR2, which I've owned for 2 years at this point, I think it is time to make a decision on where we're gonna go with this car. Now, what I mean by that, I have made this thing look pretty good in the past couple months. Put these new wheels and tires on. When we first got it, I did replace out all the suspension with Bob Pham's. I believe they're the 808, his first, not the first rendition, but I think he has a track option now. We have the Swift springs on, so they are the lighter springs. And then this past summer, I had the car paint corrected, ceramic coated, and then we did some small things like the TCS exhaust and the Berks 3-inch downpipe, and the car was running okay. It wasn't running bad. It's never run really great, but the other day I took it out and the check engine light came on. Shortly after that, the oil light popped up for a second, went off, and then I parked it for a little bit and then drove it again yesterday, and unfortunately, it started doing the same thing again. It was not running properly, breaking up. When you stepped on the gas, it didn't want to go anywhere. I opened up the hatch, and unfortunately, it looks like there is oil pretty much everywhere, and it's had a little bit of an oil leak even after we replaced a lot of stuff on it. I don't know if you guys can see down in there. It's tough to see, but there is a pretty bad oil leak on this side of the motor somewhere that I have yet to actually be able to find. That's part of the issue with these cars, is it's just not easy working on them because it's such a tight space. So the best thing to do is to actually just drop the motor right out the bottom of it and go through the entire thing. So I'm at the point now where I'm trying to decide, and I want you guys' help. Do we go 4-gen and keep it a turbo car? Do we take this Gen 2 out? It's still running. Now we're gonna get it compression tested. I wanna see where the issue really lies. Is it the turbo has just gone bad? You know, is it the motor? You know, if we can get away with another year of this car just running good on the street, I'm okay with making the power that it makes. I really, as you guys know, wanna get this on a standalone. And once I believe we have a standalone in the car, it just makes life easier because that money is spent, and then we can go ahead and put either the Gen 4 in it. We could even go 2GR, which everybody keeps on saying to do because you're getting rid of the turbo, making it less complicated, so on and so forth. Let me know what you guys would like to see. Do you want to see a 2GR put in? And for those of you who don't know, that is the Toyota V6 that goes right in this. It sounds unbelievable. But you lose the turbo noises, you lose the fun of the turbo. But we have the Gen 4 option, and then we have building this motor. And if we build this motor, we can make a lot more horsepower. And, you know, this would get us to that point where I really wanted to be, which was 350 to 400 wheel. And I think that would be unbelievable in this car. But let me know what you guys think. Unfortunately, this is kind of a Debbie Downer because I love driving this car on the street. I think it's so fun. Love getting it out so people can see it. But it's just at that point now where I think we gotta, instead of it just being pretty, we gotta make this thing run good. And I've already had one shop go through it because it's a very difficult car to work on. And I'm probably gonna have a new shop go through it and just try to figure out what we can do here. So it's unfortunate that this is the route that we're gonna have to go, because I really wanted to hold off on this, keep it a fun little street car while we're building the track cars. And then in the near future, maybe pick up another MR2 to turn into a drag car, because I want to kind of enjoy this platform in that sense too, where we can do something with it on the track. I've got time attack cars now that we're gonna have for next year, and I would like to get into drag racing too. And let me know what you guys think. Would you like to see another MR2? You know, turned into a track car? And that would be the world's, you know, open to anything. I wouldn't even be against putting one of these in a track car MR2. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think again. Get down in the comments. Let me know. Sorry this video is kind of short and boring, but this is kind of a Debbie Downer for me. I love this car, and I really kind of wanted to get it out this weekend to go to a Cars and Coffee, but it just doesn't look like it. So we're gonna be taking the Corrado this weekend. I'll probably do a little bit of filming there. Hope you guys have a great weekend. I'll talk to you soon.